In this video, you will learn how to make your man worry about losing you. 6 powerful new tips that always work. So if you're in a relationship and feeling taken for granted or unappreciated, and you want to remind him of your value and importance in his life, then this is the video for you. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello, and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. If you want to make your love life the best part of your life, start now by subscribing and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, how to make him worry about losing you. First, why is it so important for a man to be worried about losing you? Well, here's a huge statement that some of you will find controversial. If your man never experiences any fear or worry of losing you, he will never fall deeply in love with you. Let me say it in a different way. If he never worries that you could leave him or he could lose you, he will never value, appreciate, and love you the way he should. So if you're feeling taken for granted or he's not really showing you the love and attention he once did, here's your step-by-step plan that will make him worry about losing you and turn things around for your relationship. Now, each of these tips are powerful on their own, but when you do all of them in this order, you will be amazed at how well they work. Number 1, let go of your anger and stop talking about how you feel. When you feel like he's taken you for granted or that he doesn't appreciate or treat you like he did before, it's natural to feel hurt and even angry about it. And of course, that makes you want to talk about it, explain how you feel, and then hope that he starts to show you the love and attention that he once did. Sometimes having that talk is enough to temporarily turn things around, but eventually he falls back into the old patterns again. And if that happens, talking about it again and again might actually make your problems worse. And despite all of the conversations, nothing changes. Things just get more difficult between you. It's like he sees you as the one who's always complaining and nagging at him. Instead, I want you to let go of your anger and give yourself a break from worrying about it and talking about this issue for a period of 2 to 4 weeks. So during this time frame, you are not bringing up this topic or talking about how you feel. And in the meantime, you're going to be doing all of these steps and giving them a chance to work. I know it's not easy to do, but if you continue to bring it up, you could sabotage your chances of turning things around. So despite how you're feeling, you must not let him know that you are upset or sad or worried. Instead, after you do these steps, he's going to be the one doing everything in his power to make you happy. Number 2, stop pursuing him. When you start feeling like your man is taking you for granted or not pursuing you like he did before, the most obvious reaction is to try to hold on to him or pull him closer. Now, even though that is the instinctual thing to do, it's also the very worst thing that you can do. That's because you cannot pursue a man. He has to pursue you. Remember, he's a man, and from both an evolutionary perspective as well as from a social cultural perspective, men are prepared to pursue women in the courting process. They are not prepared to be pursued by women. And besides being part of their socialization, from an evolutionary perspective, the chase is also a primal response. Men are the hunters, the one who pursue and compete with the other men for your attention and affection. So if he has to pursue you for your attention, then your value goes up. If you try to pursue him, he's unconsciously going to think that other men don't want you and don't pursue you. So why should he? Then your value goes down. Remember, he's a man and he has to pursue you. So beginning right now, you have to stop chasing after him. You have to stop pursuing him. But let me get very specific with you on this one. I want you to practice the 80-20 rule or even 85-15 rule. That means that you must let him initiate contact or communication 80 to 85% of the time. That means that you have to stop texting him first. You have to stop checking on him. You cannot ask to see him or try to initiate plans. Instead, you must let him do it. Let him do it 80 to 85% of the time. Not always, but 85% of the time, he should be reaching out to you. Look, I know this is a difficult one to do because you want him and you miss him and you want to talk to him. It's hard not to reach out because you want to be connected and communicating. It's difficult to do, but you must do it. Number 3, prioritize you. When in a relationship, it's common for a person to get very focused on their partner at the expense of taking good care of themselves first. This is especially true when things are not going well. Think about it. When you are unhappy about your relationship or upset about something your significant other did, it can consume so much of your energy. It consumes your thought. It affects the way you feel. It really has an impact on everything. And when you let it consume you, you probably focus less on the things that you need to do to stay psychologically and physically healthy. And that can drain your spirit and leave you feeling unhappy and even depressed. And then this too affects your relationship. So if this resonates with you, it's time to make a quick and dramatic change and force yourself to focus on you. I want you to prioritize you. Essentially, you are going to treat yourself as if you are the most important person in the world. You're going to treat yourself in an extra special way and engage in behaviors that are focused on personal growth, happiness, and nurturing your relationships with your friends and family. That also means that you are going to start making your own plans to do your own things, even on the days when you might have been able to see him. You see, oftentimes women assume that they are going to see their man on the weekend or on particular days, even before he makes plans. So they turn down offers from friends, or they don't initiate plans with friends because they are hoping to see him. And I understand that this is very thoughtful and something that you've come to expect. But if he hasn't been prioritizing you, if he's been taking you for granted, then you need to prioritize yourself. Then you need to make your own plans regardless of what he's doing. Now, I'm not saying to cancel plans with him. I'm saying make plans with your girlfriends and with your family in advance. And when he calls last minute to make plans, oops, sorry, I have plans. This will make him prioritize and plan his time with you. He will also begin to recognize that he does not get the privilege of calling you or asking you to go out when he feels the whim. He has to earn back that high priority status. So make other plans and he will start to remember how you used to be available for him when he prioritized the relationship. Number 4, prioritize your fitness and glamorize your looks. It's not uncommon for couples in a relationship to put on some extra pounds and make the gym and their personal fitness less of a priority. People get comfortable with one another and place less of an emphasis on being in their best and most attractive physical shape. So if you've gained a few pounds and you don't have that same hourglass figure that you had when you first met your man, getting back into shape is something that he will certainly notice and appreciate. So make working out and physical fitness a priority. Make sure he understands how important this is to you and that you have particular fitness or size goals to meet. Now, he should be happy that you are making these changes, but he's also going to know that you are going to be more attractive to everyone, other men included. So don't be surprised if he makes some comments or asks you why you're trying to look so good. And in addition to prioritizing your health and fitness, you are going to glamorize your looks. When in a relationship, it's common for people to get so comfortable that they let their appearance fade. And if this resonates with you, it's time to start glamorizing the way you look when you're with him and when you're not with him. So dress well, make sure your hair and your skin is glowing, look your best. He's going to notice when other men are paying more attention to you, and that's going to remind him that other men find you attractive. Now, if you're a person who's always looking your best, consider making a change in the way you look. Perhaps you can change your hair length or color, or change your style of clothing, or change your makeup. Just make sure that it's enough of a change that he will notice, and it's a change that makes you look sexier and more glamorous. Now, the psychology behind these changes are twofold. First, he's going to be wondering why you've made this significant change in the way that you look. He's going to be questioning why it's so important for you to look better, why you want to look different. And he's going to question if it's because you want to be attractive to other men. And again, this is going to provoke just a little bit of fear that someone else could take his place. The second thing that happens when you change the way you look or the way you dress, he's going to be wondering if you're also changing your feelings and if your feelings for him are changing. Number 5, have the talk when the time is right. This is super important. If you've done these first steps correctly, your man will definitely recognize the change and will probably become concerned and might even object to these changes. And that's a good thing. In most cases, he's going to bring up the changes that he's noticed and ask you what's going on. And when he does, be clear and honest about what you want and your expectations for the relationship. This is when you are going to give him examples of when you felt taken for granted. And this is when you're going to explain the differences in the way that he's been behaving. So be clear and tell him what you need. And then you must also let him know what he stands to lose. And you do that in step number 6. Number 6, be willing to walk away. Now, as I said before, if your man cares about you and really has feelings for you, he's going to notice your changes and want to talk about it. And having this conversation is likely to be a game changer. Maybe not right away at that moment, but certainly within days. But that will only happen if he knows you're serious and really willing to walk away from him. Look, people change when they absolutely want to or absolutely have to. That's why he must know that he must prioritize you. He must appreciate you. He must put in more effort or he's going to lose you. That's not something you need to tell him. It needs to be demonstrated in your behavior. In order for him to really appreciate you, he needs to experience this fear of loss. Essentially, the fear of losing you. This fear will be even greater if you're your best self because this type of fear, in fact, is rooted in love. But he will only experience that if he knows you are willing and able to walk away from something that isn't right for you. Look, these tips will work for you. Believe me, they are all based on focusing on you, prioritizing you, looking amazing, feeling amazing, and reminding him that he's with an amazing woman and he must work to ensure he keeps you interested in him. Now, if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be the first to get our new videos when they come out. I'll see you in the next video.